You're very welcome back to another week of the 3345 West show here live on First FM. Listen to Joe Kelly here. So to round up, it's been a kind of an exciting week with the pubs reopening. The first time the rest of the country has managed to outdrink the Dubs. Also, we're going to cover a little bit of sport, the NUIG Division 2 game over the weekend, also other sports, and of course, as always, the showcase of music. And this is The Quiet Life from A Flock of Seagulls. Okay, enjoy.
Times are changing, we're going again.
So that was The Quiet Life from Flock of Seagulls, I think, or else Duran Duran, one of those bands. Yeah, so. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, no, that's not right. Sorry about that again, yeah. I seem to be always doing this kind of thing. But anyway, they just wanted to bring to light, so the game with West United on Sunday. NUI Galway versus West United in the Division 2 clash was very successful. It ended 2-1. It's very hard to pick out anybody who didn't put in an exceptional performance from all 11, and also the introductions that came on thereafter. It was very good. So it was a very good display. It should have been more. Luckily enough that out of the 10 or 11 chances that were had by NUI Galway, the 2 that were put away counted in the end, well, as West United kind of in the second half made their way back into the game with a very good set piece display as well. So it was a very good game. It was a very good game of football to watch. I was there. It was quite good, and the atmosphere was quite good. It was a good crowd at it. I'd say there was maybe up to 30-40 people there, which was nice to see at a local game. Rock on. Rock on for next week. The lads are out against Patsacarla Strand, and then there's a bit of a cruncher the week after against Uachtarard, the rematch from last year's season, which was deemed defunct and postponed. So they have to go through it all again, and that was a very tough game. So I'm going to continue on more music here. I could tell you all the gossip of the town, but who really gives a damn? But so I'm going to just continue on with some music which is more positive and progressive. This is from Ocean Colour Scene. This is On the Upside. This is Joe Kelly here, live on Ferts FM. The show is 3345 West. That Ocean Colour Scene are a damn good band. They're a very good band. And you know what? I had the Marching Already album, and I found it because I went up in the attic and I took up kind of a blue box with all the old CDs that I had, and because I was, I'm doing this obviously from a distance, so I had to, get all resources, pool all resources together as much as possible, and I found the Marching Already CD and I put it on. during actually lockdown, and I put it in the car. I give things the car test, and it's very good. It was great. Ocean Colour Scene are a very good band, and none too they weren't as well known at the time. I think they were overshadowed a bit, kind of like by Oasis, and they played support to Oasis at one stage. But they're a bit overshadowed by Oasis and Blur and larger bands, like, you know. So I think that they were, they're untapped, really, like, you know, an untapped kind of talent. If they're around these days, I would think they would be a very kind of strong middle ground kind of popular band. These days, you know, so you don't get that kind of music these days, unfortunately. It's hard to come by. I don't know, for whatever technology and whatever else. But anyway, I'm going to move on, more music, and this is another classic. This is Bowie with Sound and Vision. You listen to Joe Kelly here, live on Flirts FM. The show is 3345 West. That was Sound and Vision by Bowie, which is always great. Bowie's always good. Yeah. So I just wanted to cover a couple of local stories, which are, you know, of course I'm going to put my own spin on them because I don't take life too seriously, thankfully. So the Gardaí, it has been quoted by the Galway City Tribune on last Friday's edition. The Gardaí had received more than 1,000 house party calls. That's very quiet. That's a very quiet weekend. You know, really, it is for September in Galway, in a tropical September weekend, evening in Galway. That's a very, very quiet weekend, really, isn't it? So, on a more serious note, of course, the majority of the calls over a 6-month period related to Galway City, of course. So, the house party situation is. It's ever more prevalent, but you can't do it really. You know, it kind of goes against the rules that are being set out at the moment. Although, albeit, I've seen There was a massive rave staged in Dublin over the weekend down on Oliver Bond Street, and they used the AstroTurf, the little cage that they have there, and yeah, not very good, because it was flittered and littered afterwards with all sorts of stuff, nitrous oxide canisters. Yeah, it's a bit hard now. That's like going. In my view, that's going too far. I mean, do you really does someone really need to do that? I don't know. And they found heroin, of course, as you would do in inner city Dublin. You can't, hand in glove usually, with partying and inner city Dublin. So it wasn't. It didn't go down well with the residents, nonetheless. But look at things are a bit tamer out in the west, a bit quieter. Things are, I doubt there'll be that kind of extremity placed in Galway town. Anyway, I couldn't see it being tolerated too quickly. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Speaking of Dublin, I'm going to play an Irish track from an Irish artist. This is from U2, and yeah, enjoy. This is Joe Kelly here, live on 33 on Flirt FM. Excuse me, the show is 3345 West. So that was U2 with Zoo Station, of course, from the album Achtung Baby. So it's very apt actually. So Achtung Babies, if you're going out to try and organise parties, Achtung, yeah, also, yeah, Unrecht, Unrecht. So I was also wanted to cover this story as well this week. It's about as a guy I got to know actually. He's an Australian fella. He's a very nice fella. It's JP O'Brien, and I get the tea from him, and it's very good for muscles and that after running and whatnot. It's down in Little Collins dispensary, it's a CBD dispensary, and I think they've got themselves into a little bit of. There's a bit of illegal locking of horns, I think, there. In that case, it looks like the law of the land is saying that, according to the story and on the Galway City Tribune, of course. So I'm not coming out with this. No, it's James O'Brien, excuse me, is the name of the person that owns the shop, and apparently the took away, I suppose, some plants or whatever to test to see where they under the limit. Of course, what it states here, anything that's below the European law threshold of 0.3% is allowed. So that is just that is European Union law, or Rechte Europäischen Union, as they say in Germany, and that's if Brussels says okay, well then it must be okay. Otherwise you wouldn't get a license for it. But anyway, the tea is very good actually for sore muscles after running, and it does tend to do wonders to relax one after that type of exercise. That's what I found anyway. So I don't see I see the health benefit of it. Personally, I do. I see the health benefit of it. So for me, it works. Hopefully, it's seen this way by the powers that be in the locality. But anyway, yeah. So I'm going to move on. More music. This tune is from Cemeteries. It's called Suras. You listen to Joe Kelly here live on Flirt FM. The show is 3345 West. Enjoy. So that was Cemeteries with Sodus. It's one of those kind of shoegazing. That's what they call it. Shoegazing type of music. Slow, kind of slow and melodic type of music. The Smiths were well-known, renowned kind of a shoegaze band years ago. The Smiths, you won't get the like of them again, I tell you that. The Smiths, unreal. So I wanted to cover Galway United as well. And I'm going to, of course, open up and cover the GAA, seeing as it's gone into the last few rounds of everything. And with that, I don't have any samples for dramatic sport music to play, unfortunately. But United, Galway United, that is. United are looking good. John Caulfield, it takes the Cork man, I suppose, to give them the up and up. United also beat Shamrock Rovers B, which is a good victory for them. But having Shamrock Rovers having a second team in the other division is a bit ridiculous. It's a little bit of a monopoly. It's a couple of Dublin teams and the rest of us. But I suppose that's what it is. So Galway United did well there again. And also, they clocked up a good win as well last weekend, to my knowledge. So they're making it up the table, mid-table now at the moment, and so that's good. It's good news. It's 3 wins from 3. So John Caulfield, fair play to him. He did a great job in UCC as well when he came in. When I was in UCC, he came in the year after actually, and he did a fantastic job. And they won the Collingwood. So that was signs enough. The man knows what he's doing. So I'd have 100% faith in him. I've seen his work. At first hand. From the lads who went on and played under him the year after. Fergal MacDonald and those lads who played in the team that won the Collingwood. So yeah, fair play. I'm delighted to see United doing well. It's a pity we can't go down to Cherryland now and watch the matches. It's the big fault of it really. And then of course in the Premier Division, Mervyn United and Corb Rangers are looking like they're on a run, and they might pose a challenge to Mervyn or Athenry probably. So we'll see how that unfolds as the year progresses, and we'll see what happens there. And the GAA, of course, Turlough and St Thomas's have to play in the semi-final. Turlough and Loughrea played the semi-final. I actually didn't. I should have got a result for that. I don't have a result for that. For all I know, Turlough. I was past Clare. Well, I'm from Claregalway, so when I drove past Claregalway the last day, and I kind of crossed the line into East Galway, into Turlough, I seen a lot of black and white flags up. So maybe they're in the final. I haven't seen that in a while. Of course, they're a strong hurling parish, really. So they must have beaten Loughrea. St Thomas's versus Captagal. I heard St Thomas's weren't able to play that because a player from St Thomas's had tested positive for the coronavirus. So that is pretty much that'll have to be played whenever. So in the Gaelic, Mount Bellew have to play Currafin. So they beat Killannon last week in the Gaelic football, and so we'll see what happens there. Currafin probably walk that, no doubt. I can't see anyone challenging them really, and the rest of them I don't have, so I should get them. But I have more. You notice, I have more soccer. Than I've got. Yeah, people tut. Especially I'm doing the show from Claregalway now. It's big tut. That's soccer stuff. I shouldn't have all that soccer stuff. Soccer is not the preferred game out here, unfortunately. As much as I tried my best to do so, but no. They like it. They like Gaelic. They like Gaelic, and that's it. In Claregalway, and that's their religion really, along with Catholicism. So we'll see what happens. Moycullen, I think, and St James's were in the other semi-final. I'm not too sure. Yeah, maybe not. Moycullen, I think they're in the other semi-final. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. I'll have a result for you. I'll look it up better next week. But anyway, I'm going to move on more music, and I'm going to play an Irish track as well because I have to fulfill my quota of Irish music, and this is for those people who are, I suppose, planning to have big hoolies anywhere these days. I don't think it's a good idea myself. I know you have to enjoy yourself, and I don't mind people partying at all, but I'm just saying within the regulations of the the current day. Like it's a bit dicey. But look at when you're young, you have to be young, I suppose. But anyway, this is for you. This is called from Something Happens called Celebrate. Listen to Joe Kelly here live on Flirt FM. The show is 3345 West.
That she's a lunatic, closer to the bone. She hardly ever visits upstairs, would ride the telephone. Well, I guess beauty does what beauty does best. It's beautiful. Says that's the trouble with reality, it's taken far too seriously. I do hope God is good to me and Santa Claus to the children celebrate. This party's over, I'm going home to celebrate. This party's over, I'm going home. His essential complications are hung up on confused. It's a planet full of traffic lights and traffic light abuse. But that's no stranger than strange, or any other stranger. He claims it's dangerous to be innocent, shoot a victim every time. Histories of insanity intruding on the sane. Celebrate, this party's over, I'm going home. Celebrate, this party's over, I'm going home. Problem is the problem, do we have to play those games? But all it is now for anyone to show up. See, that's the trouble with reality, it's taken far too seriously. I do hope God is good to me and Santa Claus to the children celebrate. This party's over, I'm going home. Celebrate. Party's over, I'm going home. Celebrate, this party's over, I'm going home.
Celebrate by Something Happens, a very famous Irish track. So yeah, speaking of tracks, now I'm looking at this here in front of me, and of course here we go again. Back to the light rail, banging the old drum. What do we have? Oh, is it back on track? Oh my God, I don't know. Oh my God, what are we going to do? I don't know. There is no money, but we'll try and do something anyway. So, Taoiseach Micheál Martin has said he does not see any difficulty with ordering a feasibility study for a light rail system in Galway. Albeit the ones that I sent him, he obviously needs to be sent. They need to be sent to him again. But that's beside the point. Look, it's good to have some form of awareness about this, and awareness is probably as far as it might go, unfortunately. And also, as well, is there any real need to do another feasibility study? Another one. Really, we need another incident report about the Titanic. All right. We all know it hit an iceberg and went down. We don't need to, rewrite it again. Obviously, the feasibility study I'm referring to, it was the one that was carried out in 2010 by Robust Connections. Yeah, they were from Ingerland, and they did a feasibility study on light rail or bus rapid transit and public transport in general. And they found that, of course, light rail would cost too much, and it will cost too much, whereas you could use a bus rapid transit, which looks like a tram, and would have it installed a lot quicker, could do the same thing with a couple of road modifications and road space and whatnot. And I won't get into that now because that is another podcast entirely on its own, and that's all I'd say. But commissioning another feasibility study, I don't know. It's a waste of money. Yeah, it's more money. I don't see the point of spending more money on something that's already done. It's a little bit. It's asking a bit too much of the taxpayer right now at this moment of time when we're all paying for everybody who's out of work. So we'll move on with more music, and I think this is a shoegazing track as well. I picked it up on YouTube. I was just milling around there one morning, and I kind of liked the backing track of it. It was nice and relaxing. So this is from No Vacation, and the title is I Can't Remember. Listen to Joe Kelly here, live on Flirt FM. My memory's terrible. The show is 3345 West, but the song is good. Enjoy. Great tune that actually, yeah. No Vacation is the name of the band, and the track I think is, I can't remember, I'd pick it up on I don't know, post it or whatever, on one of those social media sites. So one of the other stories, yeah, so they're taking our jobs, they're taking our liberal way about us, and now they're taking our funding. The county loses to Mayo on funding. Oh, this is great. Great to see the centralised system isn't working, because the book I wrote about a regionalist system seems to be making more sense as the days go by. So councillors are angry, at reporting exposing imbalance of local authority resources. So Galway County Council finds itself ludicrously underfunded and understaffed, and they want to know the number one cause of all of this. And it seems that Mayo have outstripped Galway with funding more so than they should have had. So it's over maybe a 3 or 4 year period. So that's not good, is it? I think we need a bit more. Do you know, I think we do need a bit more. After all, everyone from Mayo is down here. They're living here. So, you know, would it make more sense to put it here, wouldn't it? There's hardly anyone living up there. God love it. But anyway, so look, we have to have a little bit of banter. I call it banter with the neighbours, but of course they might see it as a dig. You know what I mean? They can get a bit tight about these things at times, you know, especially, you know, when you can't win at football, you know, and then we rock up and win the All-Ireland. But anyway, more music. This is Smashing Pumpkins. So this is Joe Kelly here, live on First FM. The show is 3345 West. Yeah, they kind of went a bit techie with that album. I remember because I used to like the Smashing Pumpkins when I was really in my teen years, and very indie, or not indie, but more grungy, I suppose. I think that's grunge is what they used to call it. Yeah, that time. Yeah. So I'm going to move on. More music as well. Speaking of Mayo, I'm going to have two guys whose mother and father came from Mayo. This is Oasis with It's Good to Be Free. That was Oasis. Oh, that's the Siege of Venice, actually. I think so. Yeah, it is the Siege of Venice. So, yeah, looking for it. There you go. Yay! There you go. I went for the last few chocolate. There you go. Yeah, so that was the Siege of Venice, the last bit in the accordion, but of course that was from Oasis. It's Good to Be Free is the name of the track. A renowned Manchester band who have roots in County Mayo, Swinford or Foxford, I think, one or the other. The two Gallagher brothers. So I'm going to kind of wrap it up with that this week, and I will be back next week with more showcasing of more music. I'm going to probably emerge or kind of reignite another Rewind series, maybe concentrating on electronic music and synth. I might be kind of a little bit hostile. What am I saying? Historical about it. Excuse me. My tongue twisting there. Sorry about that. So I will probably be a bit historical about it in terms of going into depth about the music and where it came from, and whatnot. And I will cover sport, of course, local soccer, which is banned as you leave 2 Mile Ditch. It's a joke, but anyway, in case I do get a bit of a lip, I'm getting enough lip around the place. But look, you're going to have that lockdown will do that. So next week it'll be more of a rewind series with kind of a focusing on synth and electronic music and that, and kind of going into its birth and its development, and things that would have I suppose influenced it along the way. And so I'm going to end with a track that would be down the line of that kind of genre, and it's from Todd Terje, excuse me, or Terry. It's called DeLorean Dynamite. Okay, until next week, adios. From Joe Kelly here in Flirt FM and 3345 West. Enjoy, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.